Hello students, today we will study normal forms continued from the previous lecture. So we have studied already first normal form. These are the conditions that should satisfy. There should not be any duplicate rows, there should not be any more than one value in one column, one field. So now we are moving towards second normal form. A table that is in first normal form must meet additional criteria if it is to qualify for second normal form. Specifically, a 1NF table is in 2NF if and only if given any candidate key K and any attribute A that is not a constituent of candidate key A depends upon the whole of K rather than just a part of it. In slightly more formal terms, we can say that a 1NF table is in 2NF if and only if its all non-prime attributes are functionally dependent on the whole of a candidate key. That means the candidate key should functionally determine the all non-prime attributes. And what are non-prime attributes? Which are not the candidate key or which are not belonging to any candidate. Employee cannot be a candidate key or skill cannot be a candidate key. This is because a given employee might need to appear more than once and a given skill might need to appear more than once. It might be possessed by multiple employees. Only the composite key qualifies as a candidate key for the table so that we can make employee and skill. Both of these combinedly can make the pair as composite key. The remaining attribute, that is current work location, is dependent on only part of the candidate key, namely employee. So current work location is depending on the employee. It doesn't depend on the skill because same employee can have different skills and different skills cannot be dependent on the work location where he is working. So the pair that we have taken is employee and skills. And remaining attribute work location is dependent only on the part of the candidate key, that is employee. Therefore the table is not in 2N. Now if we have to convert it into 2NF, what will we do? Employee and his current work location will be saved once and employee and his skills will be saved in another table. Now we are going forward to third normal form. So till we have studied first normal form and second normal form. The first normal form states that we don't have to place more than one value in one field. Then second normal form, we have to check whether information is being repeated. Then we'll have to break it into two tables. Then we are studying third normal form. Third normal form is used in database normalization. It was originally defined by E.F. Codd in 1971. Codd's definition states that a table is in 3NF if and only if both of the following conditions hold. First condition, that the table should be in second normal form. Then second condition is every non-prime attribute of R is non-transitively dependent on every candidate key of R. So understood? Every non-prime key attribute of R is not transitively dependent on every candidate key of R. So basically, the basics of 3NF are: a non-prime attribute of R is an attribute that does not belong to any candidate key of R. So non-prime key attributes are non-prime attribute which are not belonging to any candidate key. A transitive dependency is a functional dependency in which X determines Z indirectly by virtue of x determines y and y determines z, where it is not the case that y determines x. Winner date of birth is depending upon the tournament and year via the non-prime attribute winner. Third normal form, the fact that winner date of birth is functionally dependent on winner makes the table vulnerable to logical inconsistencies, as there is nothing to stop the same person from being shown with different dates of birth on different records. So, in order to express the same fact without violating 3NF, it is necessary to split the table into rows. Third normal form. So this is the standard third normal form that we have converted from that inconsistent third normal form that was not supporting. So we have converted like this. We have taken two tables now. We have broken that table into two tables. First is tournament winners and the other is player date of birth. So first one is keeping tournament, year and winner. Then we have player and their date of birth. So anyone can be the winner in the tournament. So we can check, if we want to check the date of birth, we can match with this ID and we can check their date of birth if we want to know. Update anomalies cannot occur in these tables, which are both in 3NF. Here we can see that uh, some dates are, some year are repeating because they are different tournaments. There are different tournaments happening, so they have different winners also. So this is not the repetition, we cannot say this is the repetition. So now finally this is in third normal form. Now after third normal form, there is another normal form that is known as Boyce Codd normal form, that is generally known as BCNF or 3.5 normal form, because this is not 4NF, this is not 3NF, this is something in between, so we call it BCNF or 3.5. It is slightly stronger version of third normal form. A table is in Boyce Codd normal form if and only if for every one of its trivial dependencies X is a super key, that is, X is either a candidate key or a superset thereof. BCNF was developed in 1974 by Raymond F. Boyce and Edgar F. Codd to address certain types of anomaly not dealt with 3NF as originally defined. Only in rare cases does a 3NF table not meet the requirements of BCNF, depending on what its functional dependencies are. A 3NF table with two or more overlapping candidate keys may or may not be in BCNF. An example of 3NF table that does not meet BCNF is this. We have count 1 1 1 2 2 2, start time, end time and rate type. This is today's court booking. Each row in the table represents a court booking at a tennis club that has one hard court and one grass court. A booking is defined by its court and the period for which the court is reserved. Additionally, each booking has a rate type associated with it. There are 4 distinct rate types: Saver, Standard, Premium A, and Premium B. Voice for normal form, the table candidate keys are, we can say, quote and start time, quote and end time, rate type and start time, rate type and end time. The table does not adhere to BCNF. This is because of the dependency rate type determines quote. Rate type determines quote, because we have not taken in this, but rate type is determining quote, in which the determining attribute rate type is neither a candidate key nor a super key of a candidate key. Any table that falls short of BCNF will be vulnerable to logical inconsistencies. In this example, enforcing the candidate keys will not ensure that the dependency rate type determines quote is respected. There is, for instance, nothing to stop us from assigning a premium A rate type to a quote 1 booking as well as a quote 2 booking. A clear contradiction, as a rate type should only ever apply to a single quote. The design can be amended so that it meets BCNF. So now we will see what kind of design it should have so that the controversies for BCNF can be avoided. This is rate type, this is quote, this is member flag. Here, these are four kinds of rate type, then quote 1122, then member flag, whatever the value is, if they are member, then if they are not the member, then quote 1 is assigned to whom, quote 2 is assigned to whom. So firstly here rate types is booked, rate types table is made and other table is made for today's booking. So here they can write quote number, the start time, end time and member flag. So easily all things can be covered in both of these. The candidate keys for the rate type tables are rate type and quote member flag. Rate type and quote member flag. Quote member flag. These three. The candidate keys for the today's booking table are quote and comma start time and quote comma end time. So these two can be candidate keys of this table. Both tables are in BCNF. Having one rate type associated with two different codes is now impossible. So the anomaly affecting the original table has been eliminated.